and academically. We started out with a population of 50 students and 5 teachers. Currently, we have a population of over 500 students, 18 teachers, 2 administrators, and a secretary. Our goal is to increase our classrooms so that we can serve an even bigger population. We look forward for your support.
Hi, my name is Samuel Che, and I'm the principal of New Horizon Seventh-day Adventist School. New Horizon joins the Sisterhood of Adventist schools around the world in preparing students for this life and the life to come. New Horizon takes pride in working on behalf of the social life of our students. We also do all our best to work and improve their physical life. And one of the important things we put a lot of effort is the academics. And for that, we do programs that will uplift them, that will make them stronger spiritually, and that will eventually take them to accept Jesus as their personal Savior.
Thanks for supporting
Adventist education.
Hi, I'm Pastor Emiliano Viamel.
And I'm Elder Shane Neal.
And
we're the hosts of Hour of Power. We are ready to pray for you and with you.
Prayer is the key that unlocks heaven's door. In Philippians 4, 6, and 7, God cautions us not to be anxious about anything.
Instead, in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus.
Join us every Thursday night at 6 p.m. on our Facebook and YouTube pages, as well as Channel 98 on Central Cable TV, to experience this peace that passeth all understanding. You can join our global prayer family by praying that God continues to lead and bless this ministry.
By becoming a faithful viewer and inviting your friends and family to like and share our programs.
With your kind donations as well as your generous financial contributions.
Contact us at 501-613-9351
or send us an email at atn@cbm.belizeunion.org.
We are located at 10 3/4 miles Northern Highway at the Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute. Thank you for being a part of the ATN ministry.
And we pray God's richest blessings upon you and your family.
We're fine. It's been crazy lately, though. Last week, this tornado just crashed through my entire neighborhood. Everything went dark. We had, no electricity, nothing. All of my classes are online, and that's why it's really difficult to keep up with everything. But I think God calls me in the midst of all of this chaos and noise and, I don't know, everything. But he doesn't compete for just my attention. He competes for my heart. That's why I need to spend time with him in the quiet. And it's so interesting to me that even though I'm with him in just those quiet moments, experiencing him is not quiet. It's so much more, much greater and fulfilling. And that's the fascinating thing. His power is not just bound to those quiet moments, but they give me the trust and strength that I need every day.
forget to like and subscribe and send the links to your friends so that they can also enjoy the show. I am your host, Aislinn Murillo, and with me I have my co-host,
Kayla Esquiliano.
Jalen Pascascio.
and in our magic chair we have no other than ding dong roll. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, I'm kidding. My name is Arthur Angila, and I'm with these guys to present this show tonight.
we choose we choose a young, a young at heart, to be on the show.
Pastor.
Young, not a hard. I'm young.
Pastor,
Pastor. Don't let her tell you otherwise.
Pastor wanted to be with the cool kids, so that's why he's on the show tonight. But we'll allow him tonight.
All right.
Anyways, so tonight we'll be talking about love in
Any
any language. Any language.
Je t'aime, te amo, Jatila, you blue, whatever. That's what you mean. So what you mean? You said love in any language.
Straight from the heart. Straight.
From the heart. No, guys, we'll be talking about the 5 love languages and how we express love to each other, not only a significant other, but our friends and our family and children, or even just people that we pass by on a daily basis. Pastor,
Tell me.
since you have the good degree in human behavior, tell us what these 5 love languages does to a person. Wait, no. Tell us what love does to a person.
Okay, that's the first question, I think. Actually, people love moves people. That's the first thing. A lot of time we try to move people. We try to put people in certain directions, and we do not use this powerful tool who's love. When people feels that someone love them, they are able to do whatever for that person. The thing is that if I don't feel that you love me, whatever you say, if you're not my boss,
Just
Over your head. Fly right over your
shoot your
head.
Yes.
hands and do the
but if I feel that you love me,
Mhm.
and does not mean that you have to say every day and every single minute, I love you, oh, I love you, oh, I love you. No, no, no,
your
no.
actions.
I need to feel with word, with actions, with non-verbal language that you love me, and I will be able, and everybody actually will be able to do for the person they love everything, right? So that's what love basically do for people, moves people.
I was in a class and we were talking about it's far different from what Pastor just said, but it correlates. We were talking about grief and loss, and that's when I realized that the same the same thing love does to a person, death does to a person.
Hmm.
And because you go through because if you lose somebody that you love, you go through that same pain and same feeling.
Yep.
And so when I asked my professor that he went he dig deeper into that situation. And so I realized that, man, love is a strong word.
But used, but it's a strong word. And not only a strong word, it's a very significant word when we related with each other. Sometimes I love you, but I love you how? I love the things you do because I get some profit, I get some benefit from it. But true love, genuine love, go far, far, far beyond what I can gain from you.
And speaking of, I like that whole passage is saying, when you say I love, it's also how you love. And tonight we actually have our Bible verse that is taken from
First John 3:18, which says, "My children, we should love people not only with words and talk, but by our actions and through caring." So tonight, as we're hearing about the love languages, there are actually 5 ways
Yes.
in which we can show that love other than just saying, "Oh, I love you, I love you, I love you." And there are ways in which we can show those. So with the first one, words of affirmation.
Before we go into them, Kayla, did you guys take the test?
I took it.
Yes.
That test
I-
just confirmed what my love language was
Okay.
because I knew what it was.
Okay, mine's changed. Mine's changed periodically throughout my years of growth. Pastor, what?
Pastor's facial expression is just
Yes.
A while ago, I was not young, but at my side, I hear someone said, "Through my stages of life, it
like
has
he's
so,
like he's
so."
old.
I don't like that you're calling me out.
No, 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 no. I just confused about what you said. But anyway,
Wow, Pastor. Okay, so would you guys want to share what your love language is?
All right. So before we, if you're not aware, the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. When I did the test, because there's a portion of each language that you are categorized by, but your highest percentage is your main love language. Mine was physical touch and quality time,
Yeah.
followed by acts of service.
Okay, so like I explained to Aislinn, mine taking the test, mine's just really confirmed because I always knew I was a person of quality time. That was my love language. And taking the test, like it just pop up. Your love language is quality time. So I was like, I
Just in
didn't know
case you
that.
never know.
Yeah, just in case I never know,
Yeah.
but I admire quality time. Pastor, what's your love language?
Uh-uh. Mm, he's thinking.
through the years,
Wow. Wow.
when you get mature, you move from one to the other,
Mhm.
and I think by now, my love language is word of affirmation.
Oh, so you like when they tell you sweet things. They
Of course,
Nice things.
nice things. You look pretty. You know.
yeah.
My love language is quality time, and then all the other ones are equal out.
Okay.
Weird,
All
but
right.
um, I guess with time it comes. But it was quality time, then physical touch, and then the last one was
Yep.
yes,
All right.
yes. I'm not much of a,
Receiving it.
yeah, I'm not much of a
Okay.
receiving kind of gift type of person.
All right.
Okay, so when it comes to we know our love language,
Mhm.
is it to say that we also know what we like to show as our love language? I know that I like quality time. I'm a type of person that I love to give gifts.
Mhm.
So that is my love language that I show to others.
Mhm.
So maybe it's not something that probably you like. Oh, I don't like when you buy me gift card. I feel like you're the try, you know,
You try buy me
buy
affection.
me affection. But I like giving people gifts. What are your love language to someone else?
I am acts of service when it comes to showing out.
Okay, Jay.
I think quality time, you know, mixed with acts of service because, in those intimate times, the acts of service just like the least sprinkles punch up on the cupcake, right?
Pastor?
Acts of service and giving out like you gives. I love. I love.
Okay, no gifts yet.
Guys, if you are here with us, tell us in the comments what is your love language and also probably what is your love language that you like to show to others because yes, we would love to receive gifts or have quality time or receive acts of service, but it is good to also show that love language to others.
And if you don't know, the quiz is available. You can hurry take it online, then you can come right back in the comments and let us know what the results are.
Yes.
Right.
Coming to your question, words of affirmation. You know that we lack a lot of words of affirmation. We lack
That is
a lot because people do things and It's not that people expectation is for you to say, hey, you did it fine and whatever. But in a relationship between person, between friends, between couples, husband and wife, words of affirmation are very important. It's terrific. It amazed me that you live with someone and you never give a word of affirmation. You never say to the person, hey, you look pretty. Hey, you look nice. Oh, your hair are so, and it's not only in couples, it's also between parents and children. Some parents never say something nice to the child. And when we have lack, remember this, of words of affirmation, whoever comes with whatever and lie to us, we believe that person. That's the reason why we have a lot of teenage pregnancy, because they never get that words of affirmation. You look so pretty, you look so nice, wow, this and that, words that help to build and to balance the esteem. So someone comes and said, if a true or it's a lie, say some kind of words that person never hear before in their house with their family, and they say, oh, that person love me, but that person do not love you. That person want to gain something from you.
Right.
And it use the technique, or he has the ability to say words of affirmation, and based on the lack you have, you say, oh, this is the one.
Okay, so when you said that just now, something came to my mind. So they didn't receive words of affirmation, so they go out looking for these words of affirmation.
Of course.
What about the people that give the affirmation but never affirm it with the action? Doesn't it do the same thing?
Of course. Of course. Because that's five languages. Actually, we need to understand that we have a one, that you said that's me, but all the other four have to combine together for you to be in balance. So you can say, okay, I have word of affirmation, but they never gave you a gift from that person who every day tells you this and tells you that, and try to help you with your self-esteem. But that person, not even on your birthday, come and gave you not even a cup of water.
Not the cup of
I
water.
don't think someone will actually want to be in a relationship with someone that doesn't show them that type of affection.
Well,
Go ahead.
that's where abuse starts.
Yes.
True.
It's where abuse starts, and because the person would think that, okay, maybe they're go, because then the next person would act out as if though, okay, I forget. And so what happened is, they are going to accept it. And once you accept a bad behavior, what that other person do is to um, continue it until they start hitting you and start doing things like that.
I will tell you something, and our viewers too. I know a person that has been like 20 years of marriage, and her husband, during the 15 last years, never gave her a gift, never take her out to eat an ice cream. So you have those situations. And when I asked, I said, no, I'm with him for the kids, I'm with him for this, but there is nothing. So it's not it's very like difficult to believe, but there are people who go through those situations that they never get a single gift from the person that's supposed to love them, and they share a relationship together.
So what you're saying is that it's one thing to know our own love language and how we show it to others, but it's also important to know their partner's love language,
Of course.
because then she may have sat there and never, not saying, I mean, taking any blame out of the situation, but she may have sat there and not expressed, this is how I like to be treated sometimes. I don't expect it, but you love me. You can do this for me. And then we go through life totally oblivious to other person's love language.
Remember that we all has our expectations
Right.
from the other person. So if the other person love language is physical touch and you come with a gift and you say words of affirmation and acts of service and everything, but that person long for physical touch, something one day will come.
So you have to make known to that person, this is my love
Of
language.
course, when you start a
Stand firm, guys.
relationship, it's very important for both of you to know. So I know I will not sit with my expectation. When shall
Well,
she
we know I
touch
like gifts, so
me?
I just do
Uh,
it.
uh, uh, um, I'm wondering that she will touch me, and she did not touch me because the way she show love is with act of service. She cook, she clean, she have my clothes nice and ready, iron. The house smells good every day, but I want you to touch me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need to tell you, hey, my love language is physical touch. And you tell me, okay, my love language is act of service. But I has to realize then, because the other thing is that I sometimes, because of my expectations, I see your act of service, but for me, it doesn't mean nothing because I don't know even that there is a love of language that it is act of service. When I realize that when you prepare that good meal, when you take your time and bake a good cake for me, it's a way to tell me, hey, I love you. And I will appreciate that. But you have to know also that I need sometimes that physical touch.
If you notice, I have a book in my hand, and it's called The Five Love Languages. If you're about to get into a relationship, I urge you to get this book. It's really good. I know some of us don't like to read, but get this book. And coming back to what Pastor was saying just now, in the book, it did mention about the love tank. We have a love tank. What do you put
In your
into a love tank? Okay, let's use it as a car. What do we put into our car? Gas, right? Would we put water in there to take us places?
it will
No,
move.
that is what and that is what some of us are. That is what we do on a daily basis. We put water into a gas tank to take us places. We fill other people love tank with something that they're not asking for, or not what something that is not their love language. When we want somebody, when we want to move forward or to allow any relationship to grow, what we need to put in there is the love language of that
Yep.
person,
Yep.
because it means it goes a far way. It changes things. And love always wins. I believe love always wins.
Yep.
In every situation, it always wins. And so what we want to do, like what the author of this book, Dr. Chapman, talks about, is to fill each other's love tank
Tank
with
with
their love language. I know sometimes it's hard because you have your own that you want to receive and what you give out, but then why would I give you something else if your love language is affirmation?
Yep, that's the thing. And guys, one of what you said is very important to know it from the beginning to avoid a lot of sufferings, to avoid that your expectation did do not come true and you feel yourself frustrated with that person. It's very important to know that there is love languages and everybody has a different love language. if you find somebody that has the same love language as you, glory be to God. But it's not always like that.
Yeah, and it is important that what Pastor is saying that you need to know, and that is why when Jeremy asked for us to send the link because he wants to take the quiz, I sent it in there. But he said, "Love is an action word." Then Daniela said, "Good night, good night." Jeremy said, "Some people are like black holes in that they are contented with receiving love but not giving love. That is why we have people that string people along, knowing fully well they don't want to be in a relationship, they're just enjoying being worshipped."
Wow.
The verbal communication as to our expectations are important. There is an interesting phenomenon. Okay, I can't see the rest of that.
Where
Need you
people,
to finish.
he says we're people, and then that's about
Yeah,
it.
we need
So
you to
it's,
type that over
yeah.
for us, please,
You need
so
to
that we
finish
can
that
read it.
sentence and put a full stop, not a comma.
But going back to what Jeremy said, that is true. I think people tend to just like being with persons because if they know that giving gifts is their love language to somebody else, I'm just with this person because
I had
this
to get
person
gifts.
always give me
Give me
gifts. So I'm
gifts,
with
Listen,
this
right?
I'm getting
person.
flown out to San
Yeah.
Pedro every other weekend. The iPhone 14 Pro Max just dropped. I had to get the Perp 1256 as they reach Belize.
Or they say that acts of service, well, they know if I no like wash, I could say, "Hey, you want to wash my clothes?"
You want
Me
my
and
homework?
yeah, you want to do my homework, or do you want to, wash
want
my
cook for me
car, cook
tonight?
for me? I'm hungry. I don't cook all weekend. But I have something that I need to go back with what Pastor was saying, that sometimes words of affirmation is not shown between parents and child.
No.
Right.
So what do you say when it comes to fathers that feel that they're not supposed to show words of affirmation to their son because they should be manly, they shouldn't be emotional? I'm not
Toxic
supposed to tell you,
masculinity.
"Okay, son, you look handsome," or "I love you, son," because they feel like that is showing emotion and that's not something to be shared with men.
That's
Emotional
toxic.
damage.
Toxic
The
masculinity.
first thing I will say to the person, you need to go to therapy
Mm.
because you have a huge problem. Be-
Their their sons, they
the, look, this is a cultural problem,
It is.
and we take it over and we bring it over, and the other one take it. But it is not true. We all are emotional people. We are created. God created us with emotions. And every single human on this planet Earth, man and the woman, needs word of affirmation to develop other skills, to be in emotionally in balance. The problem is that because this moves from generation to generation, we have men who are weak. A man without an emotion is a man who's very weak.
Mm.
You know, if you are a strong man know his emotion. Then we talk about emotional intelligence. He know that there are certain times in life that you can cry, and cry does not mean that you're weak. Cry means that I have a pain, and it is a way to release that pain out of my out of me. So strong man knows that in certain occasion you are sad, in certain occasion you cry, in certain occasion you're happy, and how you manage those things makes you a strong man. When you think that there is no emotion, you're weak. And maybe a lot of people will tonight will get upset with me, but it is the truth.
not
No,
pastor
there's
calling y'all men weak.
Y'all
No,
weak in
I'm
the
not
knees.
calling the man weak. I called a man without
Emotions.
emotions
Weak.
a weak man.
Would have
A
kept
strong
it.
man is a man who can manage his emotion. He knows that, okay, I'm getting angry, but because I'm getting angry doesn't mean that I can go ahead and beat people. You know, no, I'm getting angry and I'm strong enough to manage this and say, okay, I go for a walk and release my anger, about anger management. These are the things that we do not talk about. And if we come to the languages of love, when you learn the languages of love, you learn that you have emotions because you can show love without emotion.
These are topics we should be doing in our AYs and be giving our children these youth these tests. I remember taking this test when I just became of AY age. My love language at that time, it was physical, no, words of affirmation. That was my love language at that time. But coming back to what, sorry, coming back to what Pastor was saying just now, um, there when I watch my brother, for example, I watch my brother telling his son, "I love you," te amo, because he's trying to speak the both
Those languages.
to him, and there is no greater feeling than to know that this father love this son.
And the son perception is he loves me and I
Right,
belong to him.
right. And there's nothing greater to see when he goes to charge towards his dad, to hug him and to embrace his dad, because he knows that my dad
Loves.
me. But guys, we have to take a break. So we'll be back in just a few.
Why do we get sick? How can we prevent diseases? What does it really mean to be in good health? My name is Tracy Lewis, and I'm the host of Defining Your Health, an ATN-sponsored program to introduce health and wellness education to our families, churches, and international virtual community. Health should be a central part of our daily lives, and the choice for optimal health should be in our hands. So if you have questions related to sustainable lifestyle practices, food and nutrition, physical fitness, social wellness, or perhaps a public health issue, then join us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for engaging discussions led by diverse health experts and medical professionals. God wants you to be healthy. 18 wants you to be healthy. So continue to pray that God leads and bless this ministry. Become a faithful viewer and invite your friends and family to like and share our programs. And remember, you can always make an in-kind donation or financial contribution to further the work of this ministry. Thank you for being a part of the 18 family. And we pray, beloved, that you may prosper in all things and be in good health, just as your soul prospers.
Life comes in different seasons. I embrace change, and while it adds value to my life, I also need some kind of a vision. Like, where am I going? What is my guide? The Bible reassures me. God's word never changes. You know, the rain is gonna hit and feelings and opinions come and go. I mean, we live in an unstable world. God talks to me through his word. It's like a fire that keeps me alive. Here, I can find rest and peace during all uncertainty. Studying the Bible gives me assurance every day.
Break. I hope that during the break you took time to take this quiz so that you can contribute to love in any language. We're talking about the love languages here in case you missed the start of our show, but we thank you for still joining us nonetheless. We had a comment here before we left from Lester Bevan saying, mine is words of affirmation first and physical touch last, but I don't know. The physical touch last for me is correct, but I like acts of service more than words of affirmation. The test is somewhat accurate and it gives you an idea of what your love languages are. But in case you don't know and you haven't taken the test, we'd like to just give you a brief introduction on what these are. Words of affirmation, as we alluded to earlier, are nice words, boosting words, words like I love you, your hair looks nice today. I
You
really
did it
appreciate
well.
that.
You
Right.
did it well. You
Right.
That.
Excellent example, guys.
and Jalen, going back to what we learn in our young ages is very important because we have to remember that the human being, every human on earth, the 4 years for 7 years of your life is very important. And at a 12th age, actually, Eric Erickson says that you start developing your own personality based on what you learn. So if in the early ages you learn love languages and you feel all of them within your family nucleus, hey, you will grow up in balance and you will treat people nice because you know, and not only in word, in action, because you know that there are love languages and you move in those stages.
So actions is a part of acts of service. So things
Yes.
that we do for each other. Taking out the trash without being asked, washing the dishes after somebody just
Eating.
cook.
Mhm.
Small things like that. We have receiving gifts. That's
Don't leave your shoes where
Pastor.
Grass.
where the other person told you many times.
No left it.
That sounds kind of personal. No.
No.
No, after I wash the dishes, put your dirty dishes there and leave it there.
Of service, wash your one when you see that all the dishes are washed. That's the act of service.
These examples sound
Saying
too
it.
close to reality for me. I don't know. Receiving gifts, quality time, spending time away from distractions is the key point here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
not sitting beside each other, texting each other and sending each other memes. That's not quality time.
No.
And physical touch, caring touches, not just this. Like, Kayla, your skin kind of soft. That's not the kind of affectionate touch
No.
that we are talking about this evening.
Going back to quality time, it comes with attention, focusing on that person,
Undivided attention.
undivided attention. And then going back to the words of affirmation, it's remembering what that person said that they like, and then expressing it
Turn it
through
around and
the
again.
other means on which you can, give to them.
You know that some of us, and I'm on that list, we can do many things at the same time. And sometimes I can be doing things and I listen to someone. And my wife always tell me, I know that you are listening, but I want your attention.
That's right.
You know,
That is
I
true.
know that you're listening, but I want you to watch me.
Pay
Because
attention to me.
yes,
But
yes.
there is a thing that my dad liked to say, I don't listen with my eyes. And I can't take it. Because when I'm talking to you, I want you to look at me.
Actually,
But
you
when
listen
I'm
with
there like, Dad, please, I talk to you. I don't listen with my eyes. So that is what he's telling you. He listens with his ears. So he don't need to be watching you to hear what you're saying.
But when you're listening, you're listening and you have that undivided attention, you remember
Yeah.
what that person is saying.
You're more focused.
Fully, right.
Of course.
And when I am doing planning a program, if you're coming to tell me something, you go count that whatever you said to me is lost.
Okay.
You have to touch me and say, Aislinn, look at me. Look at me, or else I will not remember what you just said to me.
But it's not only about I can listen and I don't need to see you. It's about the other person. It's about showing love to the other person. And if the other person needs that confirmation that I am listening by watching her or him, it's a way to show love. It means that I love that person, that I put my phone aside, I close my laptop, and I put my hand and say, okay, let's talk. That's quality time too. It's not only, okay, I will take you out to whatever. No, quality time begins so simple. And again, sometimes our children come with something that they do at school, a small car, and mama, or daddy, what's this? Oh, yeah. It means undivided attention means come, baby, let me. Oh, it's so nice. Oh, you make those wheels. Wow, the colors. That's undivided attention.
You're giving all the love languages at that point in time.
Yes.
I have to give an example. So, I'm not calling no name, but my friend will know what to talk about. So, you could be sitting down. I could be on my phone scrolling through TikTok, and he could be reading whatever it is. No make I go touch he. He said it's part to finish. It done. It done. Literally, he would get up and move and go about his business because physical touch is not his thing. So if I even touch him for a second to say, friend, he said, I can't stand you for this. And then you said, enjoy this time with you. Why you have to mess it up?
But you need to go further to see if that person, when he was a child, had physical touch. Because remember this, when people get abused, beaten, whatever comes to a touch, remind them that they were a touch can be interpreted as abuse.
I know for sure it's not that. It just don't like physical touch any at all.
Aislinn and viewers, we all from baby love in a normal scenario love physical touch. A baby do noise. What is said in Spanish? Berrinche. Noise for you to pick
Them.
and give them physical touch.
No, he.
So
But just to clarify, he will extend a hug or whatever. But if we're in a moment where we're just sitting there and we're talking and we're doing our own thing while having a conversation, and I touch him, he is going to move.
now, what I do not like a physical touch, for example, me, if the people start doing this,
But I
it's make me nervous, and that's not a physical touch either,
because you're not paying attention.
That's very aggressive.
Yes.
Paying attention, Pastor. Probably they're trying to get
No,
you
there's
to
some
talk to
people,
you.
Yeah.
some people can talk without doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nagging
that's
you.
not a physical touch. A physical touch need to express in that touch kindness, love, whatever good feeling. Right? Okay.
We have a comment here from Shane Neal saying, I understand that there are different love languages. I believe that you can do love languages as often as possible, but if, with the extra letters of the F, God is not the center, then our languages can easily turn into infatuation. That is true.
Yeah.
Because then, like we mentioned earlier, I know this person enjoys this specific love language. All right, I want attention from a person. Just throw some love language in the way, and then instantly you have them trapped,
Yeah.
and you have no pure intentions for that person, and then it turns into an infatuationship instead of a relationship.
That's called love bombing from a narcissist.
Yeah. But I think that to talk about love, we know that the source of love is God. So I think that in this show, when we talk about these issues, is because we know that God needs to be the center and the source where we can go and thank ourselves and come and thank the other person. I think that's the is the show, what moves this show. The basic is that God has be the center.
I just realized God love language are quality time. Because he wants you to spend that time with him. And
God
then
love
come
language is
words,
everything.
of affirmation, because when you give him the words of praise, then that's when he stop and listen, and then he blesses you. When you do good things, he
Our own concept in a established concept, and then we get lost about this.
right. I think our viewers are saying they're not hearing us. Okay, but yes, Pastor. Um, it's a whole lot when you're trying to deal with many personalities as you're going along the way. Because how then do you? Because we don't have one person in this world.
No.
But we have to reach each person according to their
Love language.
love, right?
Yeah.
And that's
But
all you that could be very exhausting, because imagine I come to you and I'm talking to you. I have to talk to you this way, then likewise everybody else. It's going to be very exhausting at the don't you think, at the end of the day?
remember that the first thing, love has their stages. You know, the stage of love that you show to your colleague is not the same one that you show to your BBF, your best friend forever. I don't know if there is friends forever, but your BBF. You know, it's in another stage. It's in another level. It's an the love that you show to your parents is another level that the love that you show to your neighbor. So when we talk about the love language, we come to the inner relationships, the inner circle with your family nucleus, with your partner, with your husband or wife. You know, at that sense, you need to know the other stages. It's good to know, but it's very difficult for you to know your colleague love language if you do not have a close relation with that person, you know.
But then sometimes the you often clash when you're in the workplace, and for that person to be different, you have to be able to reach them with their love language in order for them to
Yes,
change.
but
And I've seen it happen more than one time, even though you use that for your inner circle. You need it for the outside, because what if your boss is being a lot of things that he shouldn't be, but
okay.
so that
I think, um, because you know, there's the verse in the Bible: "Love is patient, love is kind, love is long
Was just
suffering,
going
not
to say the
boastful."
same thing.
I think that's where we got the There's a difference then between the love languages for interpersonal close relationships and then the outside relationships, so to speak. So if we utilize that verse, being patient with a coworker that is really the hardest
It's a
person
way
to
to show
work with,
love.
it's a way of showing love to that person, but it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily give them acts of service or
And
words of
sometimes
affirmation,
taking something for that person and put it, you're going to the office and the person needs to go to the office. So, hey, I take that for you. That's an act of love.
right? So
Sure.
then it becomes more simplified
Yes.
for
You
outside
know,
people.
but something important in this issue is that clashes are normal because we're human. We have different backgrounds. Smart
Differences.
people learn from clashes. You know, you can avoid them, but you can learn from them.
Right.
And when you learn from that clash with that colleague, next time you say, okay, okay, I know how you react on certain things, so I will
You won't
avoid
approach that person
the
the same
same
way,
way. Yes.
different. Or
Mhm.
you even figure out, okay, this is how this person reacts. So I would react this way because that is how they react. Or they show me that way. So I will show them because
Yes.
that is how they probably want to treat it. But just like the Bible verse Jalen talked about, but love is patient, it's kind. God tells us multiple times in the Bible to show love to one another. It doesn't matter who the person is, where they are, where they come
What
from.
they did to
It's
you.
just plain out, God just keep tell we just show love. Just
Yep.
show it no matter what. And some people you feel like they not deserve it, but Jesus tell us
That's the point. The love goes beyond if you deserve
it
it
or not that
or
show you.
not.
'Cause God did for we and that made his love and I
right,
tell us
I
straight up,
mean,
we never deserve that.
I just
Love is
can't say we don't even
conditionless.
deserve the love where God got for
Right.
we.
Yep.
So
If God could do something like that for we, why can't we do the same for others? I mean,
It's very difficult because our selfishness go beyond everything. But when we learn from God how to deal with our selfishness and turn it into act of service and stuff like that, we will start walking through the path that God wants us to walk.
I want to ask a question. I know we're talking about the love languages, but how about the love languages between different languages?
Like,
I have to ask you because I know that you're from a different race from your wife is.
yeah,
How was that? How was the clashing different with different culture and stuff like that?
I didn't have any clash because whatever. Um, I think the first thing is you need to and I move it and I come back to it. When I was coming to Belize, I read a lot about Belize. Okay, I watch videos of Belize. I watch everything YouTube had about Belize. You know, to understand the Belizean. Okay, so for me in life, it's very important to go a step beyond. You know, so when I meet my wife, um, she's from Venezuela. I know Venezuelan people for many years. It's very close to my country. But I started reading and trying to go in the history, why, and the thing is that she is a dark-skinned Venezuelan. So it's worse because normally you see the white-skinned Venezuelan. So how, why, when, things happen. And when I got that information, when certain things happen, red flag. Okay, she react like this because of the culture. So smart people read a lot, even though it make no sense at that moment. But read if you got a colleague from Russia or from Philippines, read about Philippines, even though it's your colleague. Then you will see her eating with two sticks. You will say, and then you tell the colleague, hey, I read about why you guys eat with the sticks. Oh, sure, tell me. So you build another relation. So for me, that's very important. If it's another culture, read about why they do things, how they do things, and you will avoid a lot of clashes.
So in anything, you have to go beyond.
Yes, I believe that.
As you were talking about, it's in our human nature to be selfish. What if
Because of sin?
Because of sin.
Yeah.
But then what do you do then when you are trying your best? Not be selfish, but then there are persons that take advantage of your kindness.
Okay, you need to put limits in everything in life. So if you are kind and you see that people are abusing of your kindness, you need to stop.
But then they call you selfish.
Let them call you selfish. But if you know that the reason that you stop being kind with them is not because you're selfish, but it's because they abuse you, is reasonable. All right? So don't say, no, I'm a Christian and even they abuse me. No, 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 no. Lines. Okay?
Set boundaries, healthy boundaries. Boundaries are good. That's why Guatemala not come across yet, because there's a boundary, however imaginary it may or may not be to either side. But boundaries are important.
Very important.
So, with that being said, it seems that we are coming down to our very last minutes in our show. So, it's the time now for final words. So, Aislinn, do you want to start?
I think we want our guests to speak, and then we.
Okay.
Okay, I think, and I believe, and what I've read and make surveys and stuff, that it's very important for us to know our love language, to know the our inner circle people love language is very important. But the most important thing is that we need to show it to our children, because by teaching them, by showing them, by modeling them about our languages of love, then they will take it with them. And when they grow, they will realize that and they will be better person. And remember that we show love languages to God either. So it's in everything in our lives, to man and to God.
I really don't know what to say after that, honestly.
Um, it's a very small topic, but it comes with a lot of heavy information.
Mm-hmm.
And so my I would have to just say my encouragement to viewers, if to my encouragement to you guys would be to understand the people that are around you. Maybe I know sometimes we think that we live with them for so many years, or we're friends with them for so many years, or we see them for so many years, so we think we know them. Stop a moment and observe them. I like to study my, I like to study the people around me. I like to study new people. I like to observe. And so when I see different actions, then I know where things are placed.
Yeah.
And so I would say observe people, observe your family members, and learn how to love them in their language, because it could make a unit stronger. It can, I know sometimes we don't build up the house, but sometimes we have to go back and reinforce the foundation. So that in doing so, it will reinforce that foundation that we have there.
Um, what I have to say is that um, when looking at the five love languages, oftentimes, every time I come on the show, I say that most importantly, we need to be like God, and everything else will just fall into place when it comes to our actions that we show each other. um God implemented the five love language. He is a person of the love languages. He speaks words of affirmation, he shows love, acts of service. So once we be Christ like, those love languages, those the love is patient, love is kind, it's not boastful, not prideful, those things would just fall into place and everything would show as how it needs to others.
Yeah.
My words are love is universal. Don't take it lightly. It transcends a lot of things, racial boundaries, political views, and understanding a true sense of love, like the love God has for us, is very important for us to know how to love others. If, especially if we don't love ourselves enough, we can't extend that love to others. And it's important to know that people are different, so we should express kindness, patience, long suffering, and life should be easy from that. With that, we thank you for watching, for staying with us this evening. We thank our guest, Pastor Arnold for Angela, for joining us this evening. And we hope to see you next week, same time, same place.